Okay, so basically the topic will talk about storing our data. Okay, so to store our data, there are two kind of storage. Okay, so one we call storage and the other one we call memory. So basically storage is non-volatile. Okay, maksudnya once you store it will stay there, dia tidak meruap, and memory it will be more volatile. Okay, so memory will be discussed further tomorrow lah, next class. Okay. So for today, we will concentrate more on storage. Okay. So when we're talking about storage, so basically kalau kita refer the previous slide, the previous discussion, okay. So if we refer to previous discussion, you will see that we already talked about, already talked about CPU. Okay, the brain, the heart of our system. Okay, so today kita dah delete that part. So our CPU is connected to the bus line. Okay, and the bus line is connected to our what we call that, our storage. Aside from connected to our main memory, okay, for CPU manipulation, is also connected to our storage. Okay, so what is this? So macam kita discuss tadi lah. So when you want to store data, there are two kind of keeping system. Okay, one we call storage and one we call memory. Okay, so today we're going to focus on storage. Okay, so basically these are the types of storage lah. Okay, so when you talk about storage, so bila you beli komputer pun you akan bercakap pasal ni lah. Okay, capacity. How big is your storage? Okay, and then your storage devices. Okay, this is basically when you talk about phone lah. Maksudnya berapa banyak internal storage you ada, external storage, and kat komputer pun sama, whether it can connected to external devices or not and so on. Okay, and then what your storage can do. Some storage can only read. Okay, maksudnya ni bila ciri-ciri dia ROM lah, read only memory. Contohnya macam CD-ROM. Kalau you beli CD lagu ke installer ke apa, you just can read. But when you buy a empty CD, okay, macam CD-RW and so on, so you can write and also read. Okay, but when writing into a CD, basically there are two kind of writing. Either you can keep writing, appending the writing, overwrite the writing, ataupun write once, read many. Okay. And then the last one, the storage medium itself. So storage medium ni banyak lah daripada sejarah dia. Okay. So basically, when we talk about storage medium first, okay, so it depend on the hierarchy lah. Okay. So kalau kita tengok dekat sini, when you talk about storage, dia discuss daripada tape to CD-ROM, okay, to floppy disk, to disk drive, to RAM. And then maksudnya bila dia masuk ke RAM ni, dia dah jadi primary storage, or this is your main memory. Yang empat yang bawah ni is your storage, yang atas ni is your memory. Okay, so basically yang bawah ni non-volatile, yang empat atas ni is volatile. Okay, so kalau kita tengok storage, since we will discuss about storage today, the what we call that, this bottom four, where is it? This one. Okay. The bottom four yang ini. Okay, so today we're going to discuss on that one, the bottom four. Right. Oh, tak hilang. No tip. Okay. Okay, the bottom four ni kita akan discuss today. Okay. So basically kalau kita tengok yang ini dia bercakap pasal yang berteknologi lah. So the lowest point of storage yang kita pernah ada is punch card. Okay. So when you talk about punch card, okay, where is it? Let's try. Is there a punch card system? Okay. So punch card, computer punch card. Yeah, so you can Google lah. Okay. So this is how punch card look like in the old days. Okay. So there's a hole and also non-hole. So hole ni kita akan kata zero lah. Basically non-hole ni kita akan kata 1. Okay. So how they write into a punch card, they use a punch card printer macam ni. Okay. So this is what happened in the old time. Okay. So after the punch card come the tape technology. Okay. So tape technology ni kalau you bernasib baik, Okay, before come the audio CD, you akan pernah tengok lah radio cassette. This is contoh tape technology. Okay, so dia akan dalam bentuk macam ni, dalam bentuk kita panggil ni, sebenarnya tape ni kita panggil tape cartridge. Okay, this kind of tape. This is for audio previously. Okay, so after that, sebenarnya before CD, it come this one first, the floppy disk. Okay, so floppy disk you ada dua. Okay, satu you panggil sebagai floppy disk. Floppy disk. Okay, the old one ada tak? Okay, this one. So the big one, okay, kalau kita tengok this picture, the big one is the old floppy disk. So size dia kecil. So it becomes smaller and smaller. Okay, so yang ini biasa kita panggil floppy disk, yang ini kita panggil biasa kalau istilah kita panggil disket lah zaman dulu. Okay, so then only come the CD-ROM. Okay, so CD-ROM is made out of plastic mostly, and then come the technology of hard disk drive. Okay, so basically hard disk drive look something like this. Okay, dia ada all this component, movable arm and so on. Okay, arm ni ada yang kita panggil sebagai actuator arm, ataupun kita panggil sebagai dia punya boom. Okay, so how do you write on a hard disk? Okay, so basically, okay, so kita start dengan yang paling besar lah, hard disk. Okay, so hard disk, when hard disk, ada orang panggil hard disk, ada orang panggil hard disk drive and hard drive. Okay, so it's referring to the same thing. Contain one or more inflexible circular platter, okay, that use magnetic particle, okay, to store data and so on. Okay, so how it write? Kita ada dua cara untuk write. Okay, maksudnya walaupun dia nampak sama, tapi the technology used is different. Okay, so one it use longitudinal recording. The other one is perpendicular recording. Okay, so maksudnya satu dia write secara horizontal, satu dia write secara vertical. Okay, so how to understand this? Okay, so let's say this is your hard disk punya surface. Okay, sebenarnya ni dia ada cerita lah dalam slide ni. Okay, so the next one. Okay, so this is how it write. Okay, so bila yang longitude ni, basically dia akan tulis secara horizontal, melepel. Okay, on the surface, and then the perpendicular ni dia akan tulis secara menegak. Okay, so you akan tengok dia punya surface akan berlainan lah. Dia akan compress and not compress. So yang ini yang menyebabkan you all nampak macam ada pattern. Okay, so if you try to buy a empty CD-ROM, okay, so the empty CD-ROM, after you buy it, you will see the pattern is the same, but when you burn on it, you akan nampak dia ada macam pattern, ada yang gelap dan ada yang terang. Okay, so for that one, so macam mana dia berlaku? Okay, so untuk yang longitude ni, okay, so how it work? Biasanya dia akan sharing. Okay, maksudnya for every this one, dia akan tulis macam mana saya nak buat? Sedikit ya. Okay, so dia akan sharing. Maksudnya this one is one of the, what call it, of the sector or the block. Okay, so dia akan tulis macam tu, dia akan tulis melete. Okay, so maksudnya dia akan pindah-pindahkan. Okay, so let's say you want to write 101010, so head dia hanya boleh baca dekat satu tempat dia. Okay, so the head only will work here. Okay, so the head work on the yellow side. Okay, okay, so when it write, okay, so let's say you want to write 1, okay, 0, 0, 1. Okay, so what happened to the magnetic element? Okay, the magnetic substance on the disk. Okay, so when you write the 1, the magnetic substance will be here. Okay, when you write 0, it will be empty here. Okay, so basically it will be empty, and then the substance will be put here. Okay, so if 0, so it will be empty, and then the substance of magnetic will be there, and then if 1, the substance of the magnetic will be there. Maksudnya dia push sama ada ke sini ataupun ke sini. Okay. So the other way, yang lagi satu tu, ada yang pakai monopole ni. Kalau yang tadi dia pakai ring writer, okay, dia punya elemen. Yang perpendicular ni, dia akan type menegak. Okay. Maksudnya when it store this one, instead of dia satu-satu, macam tadi dia macam sharing kan. Satu, dua blok ni dikira satu. Okay. So this one, okay. So macam mana dia write, dia akan write macam ni. Macam ni sini buat. Okay. So dia akan write macam ni. Dia akan write ke atas. Okay. How to block it? Okay. So dia akan write ke atas. Okay. So dia akan write, dia boleh write macam ni. Maksudnya when you want to write, kita label kat bawah. 1, okay. 0, 1, 1, 0, 1, 1, 0. Okay. So let's say we want to write it like that. So apa dia akan buat? The substance, okay, dia kata dia akan menggerakkan the substance is called the magnetic particle. Okay, the magnetic particle, apa dia akan buat masa dia write dengan that pin, okay, monopole ni, okay. So dia akan write ke atas. So the particle will be on the top of the layer. So for 1 kat situ, for 0 nothing, for 1 kat sini, okay, and 1 kat sini. So 0 write nothing, 1 write something, and then 1 write something. So daripada kita lukis macam ni pun kita dah boleh nampak. Okay, so we can see here that, okay, delete. Okay, so from this example kita boleh tengok, okay, yeah. So from this example we can see that we can write only 4 bit here, walaupun length kita gunakan sama. Nampak tak? Sama kan? Length dia yang kita gunakan daripada length yang kita gunakan in this case is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8. Okay. But this one is sharing. So maksudnya kalau dia tak pakai, dia kena gerakkan ke sini. Okay. So maksudnya data yang kita boleh simpan untuk yang the first one, what we call that just now, the longitudinal ni, okay. So dia akan hanya boleh simpan 4 bit. Okay, but for this one kita boleh simpan sebanyak 8 bit. Okay, so what we can conclude there is, okay, what dia conclude kat sini, okay, so high density cannot be achieved sebab dia menggunakan ruang yang besar. This one high density achieve strong retention even at high density. Okay, so dia boleh menyimpan lebih banyak data. Right? So itu different the technology between longitudinal recording dengan perpendicular recording. Okay. Okay. The other one, capacity of hard disk determined for, okay, which one you use, okay, either longitudinal atau perpendicular recording. Okay, the number of platter it contain. Okay, platter tu maksudnya berapa banyak disk you ada. Okay, the composition of the magnetic code on the platter. Okay, a platter is made out of, it can be aluminium, glass or ceramic, coated with a material, magnetic material tadi, that allowed to be recorded magnetically on its surface. Okay, kita tak ada apa-apa. Each platter have 2 head, okay, either to read, one to read and one to write. Okay. So the location of the head is referred to its cylinder, okay, yang tu tak ada apa, yang tu tak, tadi lah, you have to, when you read this one, you have to refer to the picture, okay. Okay, this one cylinder, vertical section, keep the track, okay. So dalam this tu, kita splitkan this tu kepada track dengan sector, okay. Formatting is the process of dividing the disk into track and sector, okay. So maksudnya, the disk, what we call it, the platter is empty. Okay, so when we get a new platter, a new disk, the first thing we need to format. Okay, so once we format, basically we divide our platter into track and sector. So what does it mean by track and sector? Okay, so bila you dapat this, let's say this is this design with 3 platter. Okay, so each platter dia akan buat track dia. Okay, track dia dalam bentuk bulatan biasanya. Okay, dia ke dalam bulatan macam tu. And dia akan dividekan mengikut track. So every track akan simpan a bit of data. Okay, so track narrow recording band, the form of full circle on the surface of the disk. So sector, pie shape section. Ini you boleh baca lah. While the computer is running, the platter of hard disk rotate at 5,400 to 15,000 RPM. Okay, which allow, yang ni berapa laju you punya disk. So this one is important for the old hard disk lah, yang pakai disk. Kalau you pakai solid state drive, dia takkan ada istilah RPM, takkan ada istilah track and sector nya. Dia akan lebih kepada istilah memory allocation, sama macam RAM yang kita akan discuss next class. Okay. So if we zoom in, okay, a track is all this. Okay, so a track we can divide into a sector. So each sector can save a byte of data. Okay, so maksudnya 1010 depend on the how it circle around. Okay, so with that, okay, when you know how fast the platter can spin, okay, so you can define the transfer rate and also the access time. So transfer rate ni maksudnya berapa laju you punya data boleh pindah from your hard disk into your RAM, okay, or your hard disk into your other display devices lah. Okay, and access time adalah berapa cepat you punya data boleh cari data dalam you punya hard disk. Okay, so external hard disk, okay, so basically external hard disk, tapi macam dah salah nota ni. Okay, so sekarang kita ada external hard disk sampai 2 tera, 3 tera, 4 tera, 8 tera pun dah ada. Okay, so tapi design dia masih sama lah. Okay, so this is the normal design of external hard disk yang kita biasa jumpa. Okay, okay. Next one. Okay, so we move to chip technology. So chip technology ni membenarkan teknologi yang baru lah for your hard disk, which introduce the solid state drive. Okay, so the chip technology biasanya kita pakai flash punya memory lah. So it's a solid state media, maksudnya once you save, data tu akan stay, dia tak memerlukan electrical supply. Okay, so mean they consist entirely of electronic part and contain no moving data, so in your solid state drive. So the same technology is also used in your memory card, okay, and also your flash drive. Sebab tu kita panggil, ada orang panggil the thumb drive as your flash drive. Okay, okay, so so USB thumb drive. Okay, express card. Okay, so express card dia sama juga, sama bentuk dia. So card ni memang teknologi zaman dulu lah. Okay, so once upon a time modem pun kita pakai card punya access. Okay, so after all this, yang kita tak masukkan tadi dalam kita punya discussion adalah cloud storage. Okay, so cloud storage ni maksudnya dia you tak nampak physically, you tak payah beli and so on. Okay, so for cloud storage ni basically it's same as your Google Drive, your Dropbox, okay, and so on. Okay, okay, this is example of your cloud storage. Okay, so you ada X-Drive, SkyDrive, Flickr ni untuk gambar, YouTube untuk video, Facebook untuk semua sekali pun boleh. Okay, Google Doc untuk dokumen, Google Drive untuk semuanya, Gmail apa semua untuk email, Amazon ke, kalau macam sekarang Alibaba pun dah ada. Okay, so yang itu adalah enterprise level punya storage, maksudnya you dapat sekali dengan server dia and so on. So advantage includes, okay, so this is the advantage of cloud storage. Yeah, so for cloud storage advantage there, you can access from anywhere. Basically all you need is your username and also your password, and then you can store large data. Sometimes it's not too large, okay, macam Google Drive dia bagi 15 GB untuk free account. Okay, if you want to add up you can buy more. Allowing other to access, maksudnya you boleh sharing. Okay, and then view time critical data images immediately, maksudnya you tak perlu hantar backup lah kepada you punya site, you just simply drag to your cloud punya backup. And then providing data center function ni, these two basically you need it when you go to the enterprise level punya storage. Okay. So basically diagram dia. So private cloud kita ada for cloud storage kita ada dua istilah. Satu kita panggil sebagai private cloud and then satu kita panggil sebagai public cloud. So public cloud ni macam Google lah. Okay. Private cloud ni macam you all masuk island. Bila island you all boleh hantar assignment, lecture boleh upload slide and so on. So that is private cloud. Only your ITM can access. But public cloud everybody can access. Okay. And then the next one, optical disc. Okay, so optical disc ni, okay. So macam mana nak cerita optical disc? Okay, so optical disc, okay. So if we are looking at optical disc, okay. So previously tadi kita start dengan cerita punch card, okay, punch card, okay. So this is the punch card untuk komputer. Mana komputer? Dulu ada punch card when you work someday, okay. So this is the punch card for the computer. So after the punch card come the floppy disk. Okay. So floppy disk kita ada dua. Okay. Saya pun tak pernah pakai yang medium. Okay. I use the big one when I was primary school, the small one when I was in secondary school. Okay. And then come the CD. Okay, CD-ROM. CD. Okay, so the CD, okay, so basically when we talk about CD, yeah, so CD dia sama, cuma dia buat daripada plastik. Konsep dia will be similar to your hard disk drive, okay. So cuma between CD, kita ada banyak jenis CD lah. So if you want to talk about CD, so the first one, okay, so the first one, we will start with, where am I? Okay. You start with CD biasa, okay, compact disc biasa. After you come with the compact disc, the normal CD, then you got the, before DVD car, there was a time we have laser disc. Okay, this is also a CD, and after laser disc, then only come the DVD. Okay, so now and forward, we are mostly using Blu-ray. Okay, so this is the generation of CD itself when we talk about CD. Okay, so CD-ROM, so CD pun we have multiple kind of CD. We have CD-ROM, which you can only read but cannot write. Okay, you have CDR where you can write once, okay, but read many. Okay, and then you have CDRW, you can rewrite multiple times. Okay, and then you have DVD, and then you have Blu-ray, and then so DVD ni dia merujuk kepada DVD-ROM, okay, mostly your installer, okay, and then you also will have DVD rewritable, maksudnya you boleh read and write more than once. Okay, so aside from that, you also have Blu-ray. So far saya pun tak pernah jumpa lagi Blu-ray yang boleh rewrite multiple time. Okay. Okay. So this is the oldest technology lah. Okay. After the punch card come this technology called the magnetic tape. Okay. So magnetic tape, why we still discuss and we still need to know this is because industry. Okay. Basically when you working in bank and also insurance company. Okay. So they use the magnetic tape to transfer data manually. Okay. So backup at industry will be done manually. Okay. You have to transfer the tape from your location HQ, okay, macam HQ, your bank HQ to your site, okay, using magnetic tape. So they treat this magnetic tape like money, okay, in the industry. So when you go to industry, so jangan terkejut lah kalau you kerja bank ataupun insurance company. Akan ada yang security macam top up duit dekat mesin ATM tu, datang bawa bag, ambil tape dan pulangkan tape yang dah lama, yang diorang dah transfer data and delete back to you. Okay, so that's how they do manual backup lah. Okay, so aside from that, okay, tape still also used at your ATM card. Kalau you tengok kat belakang ATM card tu ada, walaupun this one is not valid for what you call it, transaction. Okay, the magnetic card is no more valid for transaction. Dekat Malaysia, we only consider the chip, but this one is as a backup to confirm the data on your chip if there are any conflict lah. Okay. Okay, so aside from that, kita juga ada smart card sama macam dekat kita punya IC lah. Okay. So microfilm, yang ni you akan tengok banyak dalam cerita apa orang kata, the what you call that, on the spy movie. Okay, so microfilm ni biasanya kita akan put either a film or a picture in the old disk. So why they like to use it? Because you only need a small space to store the image. Okay. So the enterprise storage. So basically when you talk about enterprise storage, you can see it. Okay, you can only subscribe it. Okay, either you use, what do you call that? Either you use Google Drive. Okay, Google Drive. Ini this is publicly available lah. Okay, ataupun Dropbox and so on. Okay, but when we talk about enterprise version, basically we talk about like this one, Alibaba Cloud. Okay, so you can refer to this one. Okay, if you want to explore more about Alibaba punya cloud storage, the enterprise version. Okay. So this is the product they have. Okay. And then aside from that, the other one that providing the same, this one is Amazon. Sorry, this one for shopping, Amazon Cloud. Okay. Amazon pun provide the same one. Where's the Amazon? Okay, Amazon Web Services. Okay, ataupun this one. Biasa kita pakai yang ni lah, AWS, Amazon Web Services. Okay, and then apart from that, apa lagi yang saya tahu? Saya pun dah tak ingat. Google pun ada untuk enterprise version. Okay, so macam Google punya enterprise version macam yang lecturer pakai. Okay, so when you go to, okay, if you use the normal Google yang publicly available, you can't access this one. Okay, so let's say we try to access my wife punya account. So if you look at the application, dia tak ada Google Meet. Okay, so Google Meet for this one. Okay, so why we can use this one is because we are using UiTM punya account. So in UiTM punya account dia akan ada logo. So this is enterprise version of Google from UiTM. Okay, so you can see that. So bila enterprise version, walaupun dia pakai account Google, you boleh letak logo UiTM and you boleh pakai apa tu, the address of email UiTM sendiri lah. Okay, so aside from that, dia akan provide more function. Okay, more function dalam this one. Okay, so that's it. That one. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so the enterprise version. Okay, so when you talk about data, okay, so aside from integrity, kita juga suka buat data compression. Why? Because we want to save the size of our memory, okay, our storage. So there are two kind of compression. When you do compression, it will be either lossless ataupun lossy. Okay, so lossy, lossy. Okay, either dia lossless ataupun lossy. Okay, so lossless ni maksudnya tak hilang apa-apa, lossy maksudnya hilang. Okay, so how, okay, macam mana kita tengok dulu lah definition dia. Okay, so lossy ni biasanya dia akan hilang, biasanya kita guna dalam multimedia. Okay, and lossless maksudnya dia tak akan hilang. So maksud tak akan hilang tu macam ni. Okay. So let's say we go to, what do I have inside here? So small the file. Okay, this one is big. Okay, so let's say this book. Okay, so this book, programming principle ni. Okay, so we try to look here. Okay, so the size is 23 megabyte. Okay, so let's try to compress this one. Okay, send to. Okay, send to, kita kompreskan dia. Okay, so from 20, dia tak hilang banyak pun, hilang sikit je. Okay. So the first one tadi, okay, Kita tengok the original size was 23.6. When we compress it become 20. Beza tak banyak sebab dia PDF dah cukup kecil. Okay. So macam mana kita nak tunjuk yang besar? Okay, we try. Ada tak? Okay, this one. Okay, so this one, bila kita tengok this one, the size is 100 plus. Okay, so 126, 62 megabyte. Okay, so let's try to compress this one. So we will compress a lossless file. Lama. Hopefully nampaklah beza dia. Okay. Okay, good. So the file become pun tak jauh beza. So how am I going to show? I know. Okay, this one pun tak jauh beza. Okay. Okay, so let's say we take all our slide from last class and this class. So we have 4 chapter, 4 slide. Okay, boleh ke zip saya tengah buka? Okay, so we try to look at all this file. So this one in total is 21.9 megabyte. Okay, so let's try to compress this one. Oh, boleh, bagus. Okay, pun tak jauh beza. Okay, is it? Okay, so let's look at it. Where? Hang. Tak apa. Okay, so look at the new one. After we compress this 4 text file, okay, dia nampak beza sikit nombor dia. Okay, the 4 file just now, before we compress it, it was 21.9 megabyte. After we compress it, it become 19.8 megabyte. So dia kecil sikit lah, walaupun tak kecil cukup banyak. Okay, so what does it mean by lossless? Okay, so when you decompress the file, okay, uncompress back the file. Okay, so if you look in total back, this 4, the size will still be the same. Right? So this is after you uncompress it. Okay, this is when it was compressed. Okay, and this one was the original file. Right? Beza dia. So maksudnya lossless data dia masuk 21.9, compress 19, uncompress jadi balik 21.9. Okay, so that's what it means by lossless. Okay. Okay, done with that one. So how am I going to show about what's this? Let's find an image. Okay, so what does it mean by Lucy? Okay, so Lucy. Lucy, let's take this image. This is me good. It's so big. Where was it? This one. Okay. Download. View in your browser. Okay. Original. Large. Original. Okay. Okay, good. Okay, so let's try to see in the folder. Okay, so this one in format of JPEG. Okay, so the size is not that big lah. Okay. The size was 1.52. Okay, so let's say we try to change it. Okay, so edit. Okay, so this file was file 1. What was it? Okay, so let's try to save into a smaller format. Okay, ada ke smaller? Give kot smaller. Download. Okay. Okay, so you will get this message. The quality might be reduced if you save the picture in this format. Do you wish to continue? Okay. Okay, so we try to save that. So we look back. Okay, the increase adalah decrease size dia. Okay, we try to open this. Patutnya dia. Okay, tak ada masalah. So try back. So this one, try to save as, try to change the format to small. bitmap. Let's try lah bitmap. Okay. Jadi tak? Pun still big. Bitmap lagi besar, bitmap memang lagi besar, paling besar. Okay. Okay, so this file size change lah. Okay, so macam mana saya nak kecilkan? Okay, let's try. So bitmap, okay, we try to save as back as JPEG. JPEG, new. Okay. So kalau kita tengok kualiti dia berkurang lah, gambar dia jadi tak smooth. Okay. So JPEG new. Nampak okay, yang ni baru kita boleh discuss. Nampak so bitmap size dia 29. Okay. Tapi bila kita savekan di as JPEG balik, patah balik semula, the size will drop to 2300 kilobyte. Okay. So basically this is lossless compression. Okay. So yang paling cantik sebenarnya kalau kita nak tunjukkan is by using the MP3 punya format. Okay. Because when you have a audio CD, okay, so audio CD come in multiple layer. Basically it come with at least 3 different layer. Kalau you beli CD lagu original kan, okay, when you buy a original CD, okay, so basically it come in 3 layer. Sebab tu biasanya speaker kita akan ada 3 jenis. Okay, so when you buy a complete sound system, okay, so your sound system will come with the normal speaker. Yang ni kalau nak senang you imagine inside a car, okay, kereta, kalau you perasan dia akan ada speaker dekat pintu dengan dekat belakang. Okay, so that is the normal speaker, normal range punya speaker. Untuk high pitch punya speaker, the tweeter biasanya nampak kecil dekat atas dashboard. Okay, so that is the high pitch punya speaker. And then for the bass, dia akan ada dekat bawah seat ataupun dekat bonnet lah, biasa orang letak kat situ, yang akan bunyi boom 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 boom. Okay, so basically original audio CD it come with at least 3 layer. Okay, so but once you compress ataupun yang kita biasa panggil istilah dia rip, when you rip the CD, you turn it into MP3 punya format, dia akan hanya tinggal 1 layer. That's why MP3 punya sound takkan sesedap the original CD. Okay, so it reduce the file size. Okay? It compress 3 layer into 1. Okay. So that is about lossy compression. So basically lossy compression, once you compress it, the data will be reduced and you can't get back the original data. Okay. And in lossless, once you compress and decompress back, you get the same size of data. Okay. So data integrity, so banyaklah data integrity macam mana kita control. Okay. So in data integrity basically is to minimize the error of the data. Okay. So biasanya bila when we talk about data integrity ni, biasanya we talk in the when we transfer it using internet. Okay. So one of the way to maintain the integrity is you use the certificate. Okay. So if you realize at every website now, instead of using normal HTTP, okay, they will be using the, what you call it, they will be using the HTTP as secure punya apa tu namanya, transfer protocol. Okay, so why they use that one is because this is a secure line. Okay, so maksudnya when you receive something, you will have the checksum number or the serial number. Apa so you menggunakan checksum punya algorithm to 156 bit. Okay, and how do you basically what you call it, code and decode this checksum? You will receive the public key. Okay, so this is all given in your system basically. Okay, so aside from that, bila you transfer file, apa nama dia? Okay, bila you transfer file, macam you download something, macam mana nak tunjuk try this one ada tak dia bagi lagi. When you try to download something, to maintain the integrity of the download, dia ada bagi tak? Kita tengok ada tak zaman sekarang. Okay, nampak dia ada bagi checksum kat sini. Okay. So sekarang lagi canggih, dia pakai 400 punya checksum. So maksudnya bila you download pakai apa orang kata download accelerator and so on, you can paste this checksum dekat situ. You copy this one, okay. So you boleh pastekan dia untuk check you punya download tu accurate ke tak. Okay. So maksudnya nak tengok ada orang hijack you punya data in the middle or not. Okay. So that's the idea of this checksum. Okay. You can try this one. Okay. So this one, the number just now was similar to the number. The concept was similar to the number in your what do you call it? Your public key, authorization key, the public key given. Okay, so you can compare with this one. This identical comparison. Okay, so is to maintain the integrity of the data. So memory hierarchy. Okay. So in memory hierarchy, basically they want to discuss they want to show the next the next topic lah, to move to the next topic. Okay. So memory hierarchy, this one basically sama dengan yang the first one tadi lah. Okay. So the memory hierarchy here, okay, yang paling slow sekali, okay, adalah you punya external storage lah. Okay. Asal ditukar. Okay. So memory hierarchy. Oh, lain pula. Memory hierarchy. Okay. So this is introduction to the next topic. Okay. Definition of memory. So when you talk about memory, basically you are referring to your primary storage or your main memory. You punya RAM lah. Okay. It's hold data apa semua, tapi dia hanya hold temporary. Okay. It hold the current data to be executed, data to be processed and store the result for temporary usage. Maksudnya in the end kalau hilang you still kena apa orang kata kena save juga dekat hard disk supaya data tu tak maruah, tak volatile. Okay. So why we need this one? Because basically you punya primary storage tadi, you punya main memory is faster than your secondary storage. You punya apa tu namanya storage tu, you punya hard disk. Okay. So based on the hierarchy, you can see that this is the input. So the bottom one is your external storage and also your hard disk. Okay. Then you akan transfer data daripada external ataupun hard disk into your RAM. Okay, to be manipulated. And then before it go to the CPU, it have to go to the cache. Okay. So kita ada cache L1 yang close to CPU ataupun cache L2 yang close to the RAM. Ataupun ada juga teknologi yang baru, we will have cache L3. Okay. So cache level. So the level of cache, okay, kita akan tengok. So basically in the level of cache, where is it? Okay, so we have CPU. The idea is to get to the CPU sebab the CPU is the heart and the brain. Okay, so maksudnya after from your storage, okay, from your storage the data will be transferred into your main memory. So main memory tak cukup laju, so it will transfer part of the data to cache L3. Cache L3 tak cukup laju, dia akan pass ke cache L2. L2 tak cukup laju, pass ke L1. Tapi size dia makin lama makin kecil. So dia akan pass ke L1. So dekat L1 baru dia akan pass ke dalam register yang kita dah pernah tengok sebelum ni, MDR, MAR and so on. Okay. So that's the level of storage lah yang ada dalam kita punya sistem. Okay. Then only you get to the CPU register. Okay. So the higher the hierarchy, the more expensive it get lah. That's why they only provide us with a small amount of memory. Okay. So kategori of memory kita ada dua, basically volatile and non-volatile juga. Okay. So non-volatile tu maksudnya anything have to do with ROM. Volatile maksudnya have anything that have to do with RAM. Okay. So type of memory when we talk about ROM, so ROM dia stand for read only memory. Okay. So ciri-ciri dia adalah non-volatile and it also cannot be written on. Maksudnya you dah write, dia akan pre-write by the manufacturer kebanyakan. Tapi kita boleh update. Okay. That's why kita ada chip. Sebab tu dalam BIOS, okay, to store the date and so on, kita tak simpan dia dalam ROM. kita simpan di dalam BIOS. Okay, sebab kita nak override. So bila kita simpan dalam BIOS, dia bukan ciri-ciri RAM, sebab kita boleh ROM, kita boleh override, dia ciri-ciri RAM, dia volatile. So for that we need the CMOS battery to always supply electrical current to our BIOS. Okay, so ROM, so aside from that kita ada EEPROM. Okay, EEPROM ni kita boleh erase. Okay, kita boleh buat sendiri. Okay, kita boleh override dia. Okay, and then kita ada EEPROM. Okay, so ini kita boleh erase dan erase lagi sekali. Okay, tapi konsep dia masih lagi non-volatile. Okay, maksudnya kita boleh programkan dia sendiri lah. So biasanya yang ini ada dalam kereta. Okay. So and your washing machine and so on. Okay. So the idea here, kenapa kita pakai yang ni? Flash memory pula. Kenapa kita pakai flash memory? Okay, yang ini biasa apa? Dalam thumb drive pun kita pakai yang this one. Okay, nampak? Okay, so untuk BIOS and so on. Okay. Okay, so the next one, okay, the next one is RAM. Okay, so RAM ni ciri-ciri dia adalah volatile, itu yang penting. Okay, so jenis RAM kita ada dua, static and dynamic. Kebiasaannya yang kita pakai dalam kita punya komputer adalah yang jenis dynamic. Okay, so kenapa kita pakai dynamic? Sebab dia lebih murah. Okay, menggunakan kurang tenaga and so on. Okay, tapi masalah dynamic ni adalah dia kerap refresh. So maksudnya dia akan slow sikit. You kena re-override, refresh and refresh. Okay. Static memory, static RAM, okay, dia lebih laju. Okay. Tapi dia lebih mahal. Okay. So it's more expensive and it require more chip. Okay. But the good thing, it doesn't require refreshing. So for that, it can transfer memory at high speed. So static lebih laju daripada dynamic, tapi dynamic lebih murah daripada static. Okay. And last one. Okay. So the last one dah. Last one. Okay. So magnetoresistive random access memory, MRAM. Okay, so ini dia pakai magnetic charges. Okay, so dia boleh menyimpan datanya lebih besar, consume lebih power and faster access time, tapi dia akan lebih mahal lah. Okay, so this one kita jarang pakai. Okay, tapi rasanya kita banyak pakai this one dalam what we call that. Kita tak pakai pada RAM, kita pakai this one pada RAM. Dalam what do you call that? Graphic card. Okay, dalam graphic card ada banyak pakai yang ini. Sebab tu graphic card kalau you tengok, sometimes the graphic card cost more than your CPU itself. Okay. Sebab dia punya memori dalam tu lebih mahal. So ada soalan tak untuk hari ini? Is there any question so far? So this is theory lah. So you have to refer back and try to understand what happened in our computer. Any question today? Any question? Any question? Kan you all tak ada depan skrin ya? Oh, okay, ada yang ada depan skrin. Okay. Thank you. Okay, so video yang lepas kat mana? Saya tak upload lagi, tak sempat nak upload. Saya akan try upload secepat mungkin. Okay. So that's all for today. Okay. Assalamualaikum. Stay safe. Jangan keluar. Okay. Duduk rumah. Okay, welcome. See you either tomorrow or on Wednesday lah. Okay. So jangan lupa revise balik. Okay. Kalau boleh read more than the slide itself. Okay. Best saya aja. Sorry lah, ini je yang ada. Okay. Kita tak ada what you call that, the whiteboard untuk conteng-conteng. Okay. So that's all for today. Okay, tak ada soalan. Oh, tak ada soalan. Okay, thank you, thank you. See you again. You're welcome. Slide, yes, slide dekat island.